yes, and laughing is infectious. अच्छा कोमल, बहुत सारे हम लोगों ने ये भी डिस्कस किया कि बहुत सारे कॉमेडियंस हैं एंड कॉमेडी हैज इवॉल्व.
Right.
पहले जमाने में we had Charlie Chaplin, black and white slapstick comedy, okay,
Correct.
silent comedy and universal, okay. Then you had Lauren and Hardy, and then you had that era keep changing. So all that has happened, you had Lucille Ball. I'm talking about international artists because at that time there was not much happening except in Bollywood. We had some good comedy artists. You know, we had Mehmood, we had a lot of other artists. We had Kader Khan, whose lyrics were amazing. Oh my God, उसका वो जो
Correct.
punchline जैसे वो amazing,
Right.
and all that we had, and today now it's coming up into this, you know, in a room setting, in a cafe, in a small place, in a setup, stand-up comedy mic and stuff.
Correct.
So personally, I still thoroughly enjoy Charlie Chaplin. I thoroughly enjoy, Didi's comedy show. Enjoy Mr. Bean. Okay, but today I find it difficult to enjoy. Maybe I am not in that age. I don't know, whatever it is. But today, ये जो sarcasm, satire, ये जो आजकल का जो stand up comedy है ना, मुझे इतना भाता नहीं है. तो
Right.
इसके बारे में मुझे आप बताइए. Give us. Let's talk about what is your what do you feel? What are your feelings
Yeah.
and what are your points of view?
Yeah, I mean, recently I talked about this on a discussion that earlier used to be that people were popular in college. जो गिटार बजाता था लड़का, उस पे लड़कियां दीवानी हो जाती थी. फिर एक फेज आया कि जो लड़के स्टार्टअप में काम करते थे, अरे वही मेहनती थे, बाकी सब तो बकवास थे, गवर्नमेंट जॉब, सिंपल पीपल. Now people have
अच्छा.
graduated to the fact that people who have a great sense of humor are very interesting. अब ये एक हम लोगों ने एक ऐसा मतलब मन में लोगों की गलतफहमी फैला दी है. I mean, get my point. This is the way we have sold comedy. We have
नहीं
created
नहीं.
that feeling.
I do believe that कि भाई दिमाग चाहिए यार. कॉमेडी करने के लिए ना बहुत दिमाग चाहिए.
I don't deny that for a fact that comedy करने के लिए दिमाग चाहिए नहीं, because if you talk about the evolution, now what's happening is that comedians or people who talk humor and sarcasm have also converted themselves as influencers. That I'm popular and I take that responsibility of every time looking at the right side of the story, not actually just doing slapstick comedy or just maybe two people hitting, falling across, somebody walking on the road, going into the pit, something like that. People have tried to think that whether I can be intelligent in comedy, and that's the new phase that's come up. If you remember, mimicry artists used to be very popular. If you
Yes,
remember,
yes,
earlier used to the
absolutely.
days were that people used to call mimicry artists, that to mimic somebody was a great task. Now if you find anybody who's mimicking, you actually derate them. You're like, okay, हाँ mimicry करता है, I mean. But today if you look at the people are doing stand-up comedy, people are doing a job of an influencer, people are looking up to them because they are like rebellious role hai, right? You find some
अच्छा.
stand-up comics who are absolutely against the government. You will find some comic absolutely against a certain kind of a thought process. We have some stand-up comics who are absolute feminists.
Okay.
I mean, when they will start talking, you'll be like, "Abhi mujhe baithna hai ki mujhe room se nikalna hai." I mean, we were sitting, I remember in Lower Parel, and all the guys were looking at themselves, and the way the girl was going on stand up on that stage, that was not usual. Show was not getting recorded. So it's actually what happens is that a lot of people, go all guns blazing when it's not getting recorded. So that's where, in my opinion, I appreciate intelligent comedy as such. That the observation that you had, I could not think about it. And that's what I begin to admire as a joke. And sometimes it's very boring for me to keep judging jokes. Good. Okay. Oh, brilliant. I mean, I'm not supposed to judge a joke. I'm actually supposed to enjoy the joke. But what happens is that people become a little bit of get together and wound up in it, and that's where it becomes a little bit of messy thing. A lot of comments from people coming
Yeah.
in. I want to take should we take any of the comments that are there, anything relevant?